a double giant Star Trek unboxing and review on Open House Eve. What you thought about that? Welcome back to Trekland Tuesdays Live with Dr. Trek. That's me, Larry Nemecek, coming at you from right here in the heart of Trekland through Portal 47 every week at this time on Tuesdays, wherever you are. Hey, our regulars are jumping into the chat. I suggest you too. If you're new to Trekland Tuesdays Live, welcome. Glad to have you here. Eventually, we're going to get right into chat. After I take a midway break, I'm going to pontificate here. We're going to have some actual action events. And then I'll take a midway break and come back with the Parrot Analytics ratings for the week. And then we'll get into full-scale chat. Here on the eve of, yay, our annual, and this year our fifth anniversary open house for Portal 47. I hope you've gone over to LarryNemecek.com and clicked in and saved a seat so you're there for the door prizes and a little bit of open mic, and most of all for an hour with Star Trek Generations, Star Trek DS9's Pilot Emissary, yesterday's Enterprise, the director of all those, David Carson, who, I mean, how often do you hear from David Carson? But you veterans know that's what Portal 47 is all about. Not the same old you see everywhere else. Hey, guys, I'm excited. We're getting into the holiday season here, whatever holiday is you're marking. And I just thought this week, after I've done this a couple times recently, we just do the Star Trek goodies are piling up. All from my friends. And I thought we'd just do a double boxing today, okay? Plenty of time to get to whatever you want to talk about in the chat also, though. But let's just start. Let's just jump in here. I vaguely know what these are, so I'll do a little mini review on the spot, okay? Did you see? Was that visible enough? Do I need to get more visuals? See, since we're on camera? I'll just do this. Okay, boom, boom. My mom's scissors. Okay. Anyway, guys, pile in there. Talk amongst yourselves. If you're new, we'll get to you. And if you're on Twitch, I promise we'll get to you in, a few minutes. And as I do this, I realize that I also need to thank, our Patreons once again. Here's all of our Patreons this week in the TTL Club and the Live Wires. So thank you, Blaze K, Lawrence Todd, Blake Arledge, and our Live Wires, Rusty Harrell, Jared Cooper, Eli Irvin, Halbert Gunn Johnson, Jalen Bullock, Gary Williams, and Robert McLean. Thank you, guys. You're helping out here spread the Trekland word through the intertubes. I'll tell you more about how to do that yourselves if you're interested. So here we go. Oh, I'm boxing off camera. There we are. Penguin Random House in the news recently. We talked about that on the last Ask Dr. Trek Roundtable Portal. Okay. I mean, I'm not kidding. Ooh. Very nice. Oh, and I want to thank Kevin Kumar P. Look what's in here. The Art of Star Trek Discovery. Yay. Now, it's another great one from our friends Paula and Terry, Paula Block and Terry Erdman. Wow, I guess I should open it up. Should I have a Christmas morning here? Of course I could. Look, it's this has been out actually since November 10th. So all of these are great Christmas gifts. This was obviously a coffee table book, right? So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be art heavy, but there's some writing in it. It's 192 pages. Yeah. Right now, both of them, they always have catalog prices, but they're always below that. This is like $10 off on Amazon right now. And I'm going to do not just an unboxing today. I don't want to spear it. Anybody else out there already got your copy? It has been out for a while. A little slow on the uptick here to get my review copy. Has been here for a week. All righty, there we go. Gorgeous cover. Now, obviously, this is, I don't know how far into, if they, third season sat there on the box on the shelf for a long time, but the saga of the startup Let's see. We've got some short treks here. I'm just looking. Stretching. We're into the second season. A lot of CGI artwork, a lot of production design. So if you're into graphics, there's a lot of costume reference in here. If you're trying to do something with props and CGI and there's a lot of production art that's in here for the art fan, but also, prop detail, CGI. There we go. Hey. So yeah, it's a behind the scenes. Oh, I see a blueprint. Okay. You get the idea, right? This is from Titan Publishing. Ever since they limbered up the nonfiction license for publishing, it's been wonderful to let other people into the game too, to get more creative. This is a good old-fashioned, wonderful, like long-form art book, coffee table book. And it's great if you've got a Discovery fan on your list. Just a ton of, it's dense. It is so dense. It's light on the copy, but it has just enough copy. So no huge long interviews, but there are quotations here all the way through from several key players. Look, more background than you've ever known about Osnulus, the Osnulus. We actually finally... Oh, sorry, I can't start reading now. Let's look at the other box, okay? And if you've got one of these, sound off in the chat this week. We'll see what's going on. Hope everybody is having a decent week, or decent fair to middling, or maybe even an outstanding week. I'm having a crazed week because, as I said, tomorrow night is open house, and I'm behind on all the planning and prep. I hope you can join us. I'm not doing it on camera. There we go. I'm cheating you of all the drama. What the point is having a box opening if we're not opening a box? Okay, this one I know. Damn. We don't pull any punches here. Okay. And we got more big bubble wrap. Yeah. Ta-da. Then from our friends at Eagle Moss and Ben, Star Trek Voyager Celebration. Poor Voyager. COVID, the pandemic, so robbed them of so much of the live events that everyone was hoping for. A lot of our friends, a lot of our TTLers, a lot of our Portales in Trekland are huge Voyager fans. There's Voyager fans everywhere. And my arrival in LA was all about the beginning of Voyager. And here we go. Now, just to let you know, after I open this up, shrink wrap away. So this is by Ben Robinson and various folks who contributed over the years to... I want to see what the art design looks like in this. There have been some interior pages. It's not a companion, so to speak. My friend Paul Roditis did a companion years ago, instructed to be very bare bones about it. So if people who have complained that the Voyager companion was not up to the same level as the Next Gen and the DS9, that's why. He was under marching orders to keep it what it was. This Voyager is organized by people and directors in some highlight episodes. A lot of artwork here. A lot of photos, a lot of behind the scenes photos, a lot of text here, bulked up by artwork. This is like the third book about Voyager. Stephen Poe Whitfield, who did the original Making of Star Trek book late in his life. He was being diagnosed with cancer, but he wrote a Voyager book, A Vision of the Future. I've got it up on the shelf, right in the early days. So it covers a lot of the opening of Voyager, the prep, the setup. And but this is Voyager, a celebration, had a cover sticker. Oh my goodness. For the anniversary, 25 years. Wow. But this is from Hero Collector. Oddly enough, this also came in a box from Penguin Random House, which, as you've been watching the news, was just the acquirer of Simon & Schuster as the newly reunited CBS Viacom sold off its longtime publisher, which is the reason that Simon & Schuster has the license ever since the motion picture. When licensing got to be a thing at the time of the motion picture in the late 70s, Paramount just said, we're going to keep that license in-house, Bantam and Ballantine. So there you go. Another awesome book here. This one is even bigger than the Discovery book. It is 248 pages, so almost 50. Still, it's over 3 pounds. It's not what I think of as a coffee table book, but it can sit on a shelf. But it's massive on your shelf, or it can take its place on a coffee table vertical, either way. Anyway, the Voyager fans on your list would love to have this. There's some pieces in here that I've had in my collection that I've used at like convention talks for years. Some of this stuff used to just be what we would pass along at conventions back in the old days. Now that we're online, and especially now that we're in COVID, everything is out there all over the place. So if you can find something that's still a nugget, it's great. This is a book, though. You'll have to read it. But a lot of big pictures, too. I just passed the warp 10. So everybody's represented in here. There's comments here from Bob Blackman in costumes and Mike Westmore. It's not just the same old again. And a lot of the story. Dan has a book out too, but Dan Curry does. But a lot of the story from visual effects here and hand in glove with art department about the revolution. It was the Voyager watch that really bridged everything, being solid models, analog models, motion control, shooting to total CGI modeling and animation, compositing. So there you go. The Star Trek Voyager celebration again. Not a highlight author because it's pulling from a lot of sources. I think Ben is actually technically listed as, can I get to it? Wow, there is no, I think he's listed as editors, what I'm trying to say here, with writing all the connecting tissue. Yeah. It's a collection book. It's from Eagle Moss, so they're pulling on assets that go all the way back to the fact files and all the way back to the thick Star Trek magazine that ran for 5 years when the shows were in process. There you go. A double boxing. Hey, guys, we were pretty heavy last week, and I was glad to say that a lot of my comments on Twitter were appreciated. My comments about Twitter and about trying to take a breath before we just respond, but also understanding what's motivating everybody. It's all part of a big picture. Anyway, something a little lighter, a little less whatever. Oh, the other thing is, look, there are 2 copies of that Voyager book. I keep mentioning the open house tomorrow night. This is one of our door prizes. This Voyager book is one of our door prizes. Also one of the Tribble Nerd books. And also, well, a Blu-ray set of Picard Season 1. Okay? We're going to have some fun tomorrow night. Make sure you go over to LarryNemecek.com. Go over to LarryNemecek.com and click in there and just leave your email. So A, you're in the list. You get the mailing for all the linkages, where to see it. And B, you're in the list for the door prizes. Okay? This is our 5th anniversary. Portal 47 is 5 years old. Can you believe it? I've been doing this for 3 years. Yeah, it'll be 3 years. No, it'll be 4 years next spring. Wow. Every week I've missed 2 weeks for holidays or what have you. So, guys, there we go. Voyager, a celebration. Awesome. And the art of heaviness in Star Trek. There we go, guys. Let's get them in there. Let's get them up. Yeah. Give them their due. Great stuff. And a lot of other books, too. A lot of smaller pieces, too, if you've got smaller fans on your list. There we go. Hey. That's going to do it for right now, if you're watching us on YouTube, a short and sweet show this week. But I do want to remind you of a couple of things. Once again, thanking you. And if you're not, if you're with us live, and if you're on Facebook, hang on. We'll take a midway break, and I will be back, yes, with all the Parent Analytics updates about Voyager, about Discovery and the digital world in general there. And of course, we'll get back to chat in just a second. But again, one more shout out to all of our TTLers and our live wires. If you would like to be a Patreon supporter, it's no big deal. I just have two simple layers for shout outs and for access to our first couple of years of our earlier years. It'll grow. We've been doing it 5 years, one a month. All of our wonderful backstage behind the scenes guests, many of whom you've never heard from before. That's at the $10 level. So thank you guys. Patreon.com/Trekland Live. Thanks a lot for that. And hey, we are still on hiatus, but barely. We are recording new episodes for the Trek Files as we speak. We've got several in the can, and hang on. I preemptively said we were back today. Obviously not. Hold on, maybe next week, but you'll see. You'll see. Before Christmas, we'll be back with you every week and then run straight through the holidays, no breaks, just like Discovery. The Trek Files right out of Gene's drawers, as we say with a guest every week, the Trek Files on Facebook, the only podcast that gives you paperwork. And then Saturdays, I hope you can join us. We're chugging right along with Life Support Live, Dr. Trek and Dr. Ali. One of us is a real doctor because we are boldly going through uncertain times. That's our mission every week at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT, and 7 Central Europe. So love for you to join us there. Exactly the same places where you're watching right now. Other than that, guys, all along the way, if you're with me on YouTube, that's my Twitter at Larry Nemecek. And if you're watching us on Facebook, that's my Instagram, Larry Nemecek's Trekland. And if you enjoy all this, if you like the way I approach Star Trek, if you like the insights that I bring of 30 years practically now on the front row, and even more than that as a fan, join us in Portal 47. In fact, you should join us tomorrow night for the open house. The one time a year I bring it all out for the public, and everybody can see exactly what we do every month. If you enjoy Tuesdays Live, it's even more so. We take several deep dives a month, different ways, different formats. And we were virtual 5 years before it was cool. Hey, everybody. Listen, thanks for being around for that unboxing. That was kind of short, sweet, breezy, but hopefully we whetted your taste. Paula and Terry's book, Ben and the team that put together all those assets. Some things from back in the day. There's a huge page of thank yous. It would take too long to read. But I'm glad to see Eagle Moss or Hero Collector is accessing the archives, a lot of which I contributed to. So there you go. Join us after the break. But if you're leaving us right now, just remember, please, stay healthy out there. I mean, really, be smart. Be smarter than a virus, please. Stay woke. Check all the sources of what you might be looking at and getting angry about or being curious about. Check out that person, check out that source. And most of all, just trek well, everybody.